Welcome back in this new episode of Language Exchange Podcast. Today we have two really special guests. Before we start, I'll remind you all to subscribe to our social networks on Facebook, Language Exchange, YouTube and Instagram. You can find us at naillanguage.exchange.ip. Alright, so today we're going to talk about a lot of interesting topics, but first of all, let me introduce you two special guests. They are very shy. they are basically anxious to. They really want to talk, and they do. And I've got two Chinese speakers here and nice English speakers. Shortly, they will talk about what is the situation in reality about the corona and by Chinese perspective. We're going to share about some thoughts. And the first guest I'm going to introduce you today is Abbie. Abbie, where are you?
Hello. I'm here. Hello.
Okay, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Abbie from Chongqing, China, and happy to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. And what is the second mysterious guest today? Would you like to introduce yourself, mysterious guest?
Hey, I'm the second mysterious guest. I'm Rilla, and I'm from Henan, which is very near to Wuhan. But I'm safe. Yeah, I'm very healthy right now, so don't worry about that. And it's a pleasure here to talk with my new friends. So don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, guys, you heard her. Subscribe. It's a must indeed, and it's very important. It's going to support us. Thank you for the guys that are supporting us for this podcast and asked for this. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of interest through the speaking. This is a level of B1 to B2 speaking. We will find the questions on the description down below. Okay, I would like to start asking you girls today about starting with the first question, which is about, of course, coronavirus, and you have surely heard it a lot through the news, but I want to give you a different perspective from Chinese speakers itself, staying a bit away from what the news keep reporting. So the first question is meant for Abbie, and what is the actual situation where you are, or if you know a situation around China?
Okay, first, because I'm in Chongqing, China, it's very close to Wuhan, the center of outbreak. So at first, the situation here was very bad, but later, after we had been in lockdown for the whole month, the whole February, and then the situation gets better now. Gets better now.
So what you can do and what you can't do at the moment?
When we are in lockdown, we cannot go out freely. We have a special pass, so every family can go out. One person can go out for 3 days, and they can buy some essentials. But other families without working, they cannot go out. For me, I just stay at home the whole month. But now, we are free. We are free to go out. But people still wear masks when they go out because it's safer.
Oh, okay. So it's nice to hear that the situation is way better than it was before. Rilla, what is the situation in your part of China?
Because where I live, there hasn't been any infected. So actually, we are pretty safe here. But like in the first stage, literally everyone wear masks. But now, like I went out today and I can see that actually there are very few people still wearing masks, and there are actually everybody is like getting life back before. It's like living the life back before this, you know, coronavirus, and you can see a lot of people gathering in parks, and like a month ago, if you want to go to a supermarket, you have to wear a mask to enter, but now there doesn't seem to be many rules.
Okay, not so many restrictions. And how have you guys lived the quarantine time? And were there any cases of people going around or still gathering, or since the restriction you all have been at home? And most of all, how did you spend this time? If you could give any suggestion to the listeners that are listening in this moment, how did you spend it? How did you step through that?
Actually, I took online classes during this time, and it's at first still have people gather together, such as they played mahjong. Do you know?
No, what is that?
Kind of a game, a game, and Chongqing people, Sichuan people love to play that. But the government and our community try to avoid that, and so people get to back their house, and we can play, and we can do yoga, watch TV, and try to learn to cook at home. So actually, I'm kind of enjoying this time. It let me let me slow down, and I can try to think about what I can do later, and do a good plan. Yeah, that's all.
It's a positive perspective. Thank you, Abbie. What about you, Rilla? What is your perspective of staying at home all this time?
Well, I think if you want to live like an effective life, you have to manage your time well. For example, you have to like have a healthy sleeping schedule. For example, I usually force myself to sleep before 11 and get up at like around 7. So I'll make sure that I don't become too lazy, and then I will like at the beginning of the day, I will make a plan of what I'm gonna do throughout the day. So I think that makes me more organized and do not waste too much time.
So yes, you're taking this in a so positive way, and that's lovely. And because we have a lot of listeners from Italy though, and in Italy the situation is a bit different. This is also taking a while for people to understand what really means restriction and what it means to stay at home. And I'm pretty sad to say that a lot of people are still ignorant about it, and they still underestimate the problem. That means like they still go out on going to buy something every day, or go to have a walk with a dog, even though we have been given
I saw that
restriction. Yeah,
walking fake dogs.
Plus toys as dogs. Yeah, just because people can't really stay at home, and they don't know how to organize their time, and that's typical Italian. And nobody mentioned about TV series. Did you guys watch TV series? Come on.
Yeah, I mean at the beginning I was like binge watching TV series. I watched like tons of them, and I realized like after watching them I feel so empty in my heart. I don't really learn anything. That's when I began to feel remorse.
You didn't mention it because of that. What about Abbie?
I was trying to keep it. How about you?
About me? About TV series?
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah. Okay, that's a very nice question. Well, I would define myself as a very active person. It means like when I would say I started The Witcher at the beginning of this because I thought like, okay, it's gonna last a week or two. I finished The Witcher in 2 days, and I was like, okay, if that's the rhythm of I'm gonna spend my time watching TV series the whole day, I'm not gonna do anything productive, and I'm gonna feel bad. So I just stopped watching, and so I just feel more productive into studying. I'm studying a new language. I'm studying guitar and teaching. I'm into all working because if you stop for a day, then you get used to that. To that
Yeah, you don't
beautiful.
feel like working anymore.
Exactly. You don't feel like it, and you just go there and waste your days. I mean, it could be very, very cool to watch TV series, but if you can be way more productive, just try to schedule your day way better. And about that, I connect to another topic of the day, which is about online classroom and online teaching. What do you think about Rilla? Have you had any experience about online studying or online teaching?
Yes, actually, I've started like the courses in my school, in my uni, have started for 5 weeks now, and yeah, it's going pretty well, pretty organized. But I can still feel like that it's not like real life classes because I always call myself distracted, wandering my mind, or like doing something else, playing on my phone.
And
But I guess it works well. I guess it works well for those A students.
okay, great. And well, you came up with a problem, which is so typical for every kind of student that starts online classes. I could say China is well organized about that. China is already the platforms that has been using for a long time. I am an English teacher and I work for a Chinese company, and I've been doing already lessons for a year. So China has been doing online lessons for a long time already. Italy is not the same situation. They found a very like desert, because they didn't know what to do with online classes. They didn't know how to do that, and there was a bit of a mess. So, what are you studying, Rilla, at the moment?
I'm studying information system.
Could you explain about what it's about exactly?
At this moment, I'm just learning all kinds of programming languages like Java, Python, and stuff. So, and we also learn a lot of economics classes. So we can work in a company and help them to build like a better information system, so they make better economical decisions. Sort of things.
Okay, it's pretty interesting though. I'm also into IT and tech, so it could be also interesting to know more about. If you will have any questions, that's for the listeners. If you will have any questions, guys, feel free to ask down in the comments below, and Rilla will be more than happy to answer about what kind of question you're going to ask. And you mentioned about barriers and economics, and that's very. That truly connects to the second part of the speech I wanted to mention, which is about traveling. Of course, traveling has changed through this month. A lot of companies are closing down for now because of the virus spreading all around the world. But did you have any plans about traveling around the world, about for studying or working, or you still want to stay in China? Because give me your reasons, give me your ideas.
Yeah, actually, I'm planning on going on an exchange program to South Korea for next semester. Yeah, but I'm still considering it because I don't know if the situation of this whole coronavirus will get better before September. And actually, my mom is pretty worried about that because, like, from all this chaotic situation, she thinks that other countries aren't like their governments aren't as caring and responsible as our government. So they think that it's not very safe for me to travel to other countries. So she's pretty concerned about that. But I think it'll be fine because like other people are living just fine in their country. So yeah, I don't think it'll be too dangerous.
Of course, we're talking about the east part of the world because what I mean is all around the world, the situation is scrolling down. If we talk about all of Europe and west parts of the world, they are still fighting a lot with that because they are failing on prevention and containment. So I really think that's a very important part of containing a virus is how people are responsible for others. So how did you consider that? What did you think? What was your first thought about when the emergency came out? What was your thoughts about it?
Let me think back to like a month ago. I remember when it began. It was like the second week of January when I first heard about it. Like we're not sure how serious we become, and a lot of people, some people started like going out to buy masks, and there are news that there will be like a high chance that we won't be able to get masks. But I didn't really expect it to be so serious, so I didn't go out to buy masks. But like then within a short days, like several days, they locked down Wuhan and everything happened so quick. And then without even realize what happened, we were already in quarantine.
So you found yourself at home locked in. You woke up a morning.
That was like within a week ago. I didn't even know how serious it was. And then a week later, I'm already locked down in my home.
And you had to find a plan. I need a plan to survive that.
Yeah.
It's so nice. I'm so happy the fact that the situation is way better now. And what about your traveling? It's going to be safe in a couple months around there. But if the people can now go out, and if you don't have any other cases won't have a lot of cases for a long time, it's considered safe already. Because I mean it's a part of the culture for Chinese people to actually pay respect to others, and that is the point. And is it? Do you think it's a cultural thing? The fact that it's also that shows how a virus can be contained in a country like China, and it's not being contained in a country like, I don't know, it could be Spain, it could be Italy. What do you think is the reason why it's lasting so long?
Why is it lasting so long
in Europe? Yeah.
In real, like, I think it's because both the government and people aren't taking it very seriously. Because like a few days ago, I just saw a video of people in the States, in the US, like they're still talking about, I don't care if I got corona or not. Even if I got it, I'm still gonna party. Okay. Yeah, but I can't really understand why they think so, because life is apparently more important than having fun at the moment. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a very important topic that people don't get used to think about, mostly because, you know, the situation is like that. At least in Italy, the coronavirus has been announced as a simple flu, so there wasn't any need to get scared of it so much. When people started getting at most and more people started dying, then the situation was already falling down, and the people were still convinced it was a simple flu, right? So it could be fault, it could be people's fault, but also government fault about not properly advertised for the emergency for what it was and what it is indeed still today.
Exactly. And there are so many contradicting news going on in various media, so people don't really know which one to believe.
Yes, exactly. So people are pretty confused, and they don't really know how to act in front of these emergency. That's why people went crazy. I don't know what about China, but people the first week went crazy to this assaulting the supermarkets. And not only, drugstores for masks and gel for ends, but also supermarkets. What was the situation in China?
Yeah, an interesting phenomenon is that in China, even though not many people go scavenging on the supermarket, I think people are pretty chill about it. Like, they won't buy so many stuffs, and you can always see a lot of stuffs in the supermarket.
That's curious.
It won't be like in the US where there are no toilet paper at all.
That's pretty curious, though. If you see pictures from all over the world, the situation is literally like, I'm on my own, I buy how many things I want, and I don't care about the others. And that's pretty sad, though, thinking about, all these things are going to end. All these products for its first need are going to end because a person thought, okay, I needed more than others. Okay, I think it's also a cultural thing. This shows a lot about differences in culture, and you can see that when in these moments of strong difficulties from all over the world. And the same as a lot of companies, I don't know, let me know about China. A lot of companies are offering free services. For example, it could be Amazon, could be other companies are offering a lot of free services for the people around affected by Corona. Is the same situation in China?
I forgot that. Yeah, like they're giving out free membership on like websites like YouTube, not like Chinese version of YouTube, so people can watch series for free. But just for people in Wuhan though.
Oh, really? That's weird.
They probably think that in other provinces it's not that serious. And another interesting thing is that my uni, the president sent people from Wuhan some money, like a good deal of money, I think.
Okay, so it's a sort of supporting with money that is supposed to support people there. But I think also the situation is not focused just only on Wuhan. Of course, there are other provinces of China that I honestly think are affected. Yeah, they should need that too. So I don't know the situation about about all provinces. I heard about a couple of students from all over Guangzhou, something like that, and the situation is pretty stable all around Wuhan, except for Wuhan itself. So it's okay if the services are not for everyone, because the Chinese population it's made by a lot of people, I suppose. So it's quite nice to have support, but should be supported to every province which is in a sort of a red zone, as they call it here in Italy, for example. And well, let's hope for the better to everybody and is listening at the moment, wherever you are. Let's hope for the better. Stay at home and please follow and respect the rules, and most importantly, don't get panicked, but take it seriously, because it's a serious matter, of course. What I want to ask you is, has music helped you out? As music or cinema? Because a lot of people are finding out more passions. They have more time for their passions and hobby in this moment after online classes. Do you think music and cinema tastes are improving in this period?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's improving, but I am like listening to more types of music.
Discovering, or you just knew that before?
Like discovering.
New kind of music you didn't know before. So we could
Yeah.
say this situation brought a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but it's taking it positive brings nice things into your life, as you should always do. And what about cinema? We know about TV series, but are you, generally speaking, a cinema lover, or what's your passion? Talk about yourself a bit.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that I'm a cinema lover. I usually watch a movie like once a week, but ever since quarantine, you can say that I watch it sometimes once a day, one movie a day. And I'm also trying to watch different types of movies so that I can gain more perspectives from life and, just watch different stories.
That sounds so cool, and it's very important to get this piece of art and this piece of information from cinema, because I really think it's not only a nice way to spend your time, but it's also a nice way to get some culture out of it. We could be like, I don't know, for you practicing English, for example. And for how long have you been practicing English though?
10 years.
Oh, 10 years already? On your own or with school?
It first started with school, and then ever since college, they don't offer much help at school, so I mostly just started by myself.
And do you think it's nice to know English just for? Would you use English the most? Do you think it's useful, or just for traveling, or is it useful for a daily life?
I think it's quite useful in daily lives because English thinking is really different from Chinese thinking, and I find myself able to think in different patterns when I switch the language that I speak, and I think it really helps develop my brain.
It does indeed. Knowing more languages get down barriers.
Yeah, so, and even
Go on, sorry.
I also find myself have different personality when I speak different languages, because in English people like just tell their opinions more directly, unlike in Chinese where we go a more roundabout way.
Okay, it's a very interesting perspective. Yeah, a lot of people that we should talk to can say that when you speak a language fluently, you know that your mind thinks in a completely different way. You can basically change personality based on the language you're speaking about. Not only about, you can access to different contents that only allows you to see new things all around the world, but it also allows you to talk to people with the same language from all over the world. Indeed, this couldn't be possible without English or without internet, of course. Speaking like from China to Italy, or to the small island of Sicily, which is in Italy, though, it couldn't be possible without the same method of communication. So what I really suggest you guys, if you have time, take your time to learn a new language, because it's very important. It's so useful, and it opens you the door for a new and brighter future. I think you can confirm that.
Yeah.
Okay, so give before we end this conversation, I deeply want to thank you so much. I'm sorry for Abbie that dropped out of the call, but I really want to thank you so much for joining me in this very interesting speech for everybody. I'm sure you all gonna enjoy this. I really thank you so much. Could you give three suggestions, to step you over this quarantine in the best way?
Well, just find like just ask yourself what you want to do the most, and then do it, because this is probably the only chance in your life where you will have so many free time.
So do what you wish.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very nice. It's a very great suggestion for people. So keep on following your passion, and reorganize your time for a better living. Don't just be sad about it. There's no need to be depressed. It's just a situation
there's
that
no
will
use
go
to
away.
be sad about it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Rilla, for joining today's podcast. I really remind you guys to subscribe to every channel: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course Buzzsprout and Anchor. We're gonna drop all the links into the description down below. You will find the preview of this video also on WeChat, so you will be able to follow the link and enjoy the listening of these podcasts. Thank you again so much, Rilla, for joining and giving your ideas and perspective about what is reality, the situation around there. Hope you enjoyed too.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Thank you for this fun conversation.
Thank you so much, and I wish you guys a beautiful day. See you in the next episode.